Consilium Delectorum Cardinalium, Episode 7. Non ut ab eis discurrent, quod facere deberent, sed ut eordrum studio et caliditate inveni retur ratio, qua liceret id, quod liberet, inde effectum est, praeterquam quod principatum omnem sequitur adulatio, ut umbra corpus. The cardinals are continuing to discuss how it is that the predecessors, some of them non nulli, of Paul III, that is, the papal predecessors, gathered around them those who told them what their itching ears want to hear. This in accordance with 2 Timothy 4:3. And remember, in that previous episode, the cardinals quote both from Augustinus, and from the Apostle Paulus, which is a very standard selection of authors from which to quote on both the Reformed and the Catholic side in the 16th century. Now they continue by saying that they do this not in order that they may learn from them. Discurrent ab eis. Discurrent is an imperfect subjunctive in the third plural and active. That they may learn from them, that is, those teachers who are mentioned in the previous passage. Magistros, I believe it's accusative. Learn from them, quod facere deberent, what they ought to do. So this phrase, quod facere deberent, this clause, is the object of discurrent. That's not their purpose in surrounding themselves with these flattering teachers, but they do it for another reason. Sed ut, but so that, by their zeal and their shrewdness, studio, or their effort and their shrewdness, caliditate, that is, of those teachers, a ratio, a plan or a system, inveni retur, may be found or devised. And this is a plan qua. So ratio, feminine, singular, and nominative, the subject of inveni retur, and qua, feminine, singular, and ablative, with ratio as its antecedent. A plan by which it might be permitted, that thing, might be permitted, which is desired, liberet. Or we might take for liberet what is pleasing. Now both of these verbs, both liceret and liberet, these are impersonal verbs. They're both second conjugation. And liceret means, as I've said, permissible. Liberet means pleasing. So the subject of liceret is id, that thing, and then this clause, quod liberet, modifies id. So what kind of a thing permissible or accomplished? What is pleasing. Thence, meaning as a result of all this, it happens that, and praeterquam quod means except, or save, or but that, which is why I would expect something like a nihil here, and yet it's not present, at least not in the text that I have. So it would make more sense to say, thence nothing happens except that, for praeterquam quod, but perhaps the idea is implicit. Thence it happens that every ruling authority, principatum omnem, adulatio sequitur, praise or flattery, follows or attends upon every governing principle, every decision that is made for principatum omnem, just as ut, the shadow follows the body. So principatus, this fourth declension noun, means governing or ruling authority. It's an abstraction, like dominion or sovereignty. I suppose it could also refer to a person, but I don't believe that's the case in this instance. What about umbra and corpus? Well, umbra is feminine singular and nominative. It corresponds to adulatio in the comparison. And corpus is neuter singular and accusative. It corresponds to principatum omnem in the comparison. So adulatio sequitur principatum ut umbra sequitur corpus.